Welcome sa course natin ng Engineering Mechanics, particularly Statics of Rigid Bodies. Solve naman tayo ng mga sample problems. Part 1, problem number 1. Determine the magnitude of the resultant force acting on the screw eye and its direction measured clockwise from the x-axis. So ito yung figure natin, meron tayong 6 kN force measured 60 degrees counterclockwise from the x-axis. Tapos yung 2 kN force, 45 degrees measured clockwise from the x-axis. So, i-drawing lang natin. So, pag ginamit natin yung triangle law, ganito yung magiging itsura, tapos naka-scale yung pagdodrawing. So, yung head ng 6 kN force, kukonect natin dun sa tail ng 2 kN force, tapos yung resultant naman, galing dun sa tail ng first vector, which is yung 6 kN, papunta dun sa head ng second vector. So, denote natin as R, yung resultant. Tapos yung hinahanap na direction, measured clockwise from the x-axis. So, yung ginawa ko dito, theta na lang. So, kailangan natin yung mga interior angles. So, yung opposite or angle opposite ng R, ng resultant R. So, denote ko na lang as phi. Tapos, yung angle opposite ng 2 kN force, denote ko na lang as beta. So, yung beta gagamitin natin para makuha yung angle theta. Yung phi naman, para magamit natin yung sine law at cosine law. Kung ano mas applicable. So, para makuha yung R, so dahil dalawang side yung given, tapos pwede natin siguro makuha yung included angle phi. So, cosine law yung gagamitin. So, dahil alternate angle, so 60 degrees, so 60 degrees rin yung angle na nagka-comprise dun sa angle phi. So therefore, angle phi is equal to 60 degrees plus 45 degrees, so 105 degrees. So therefore, substitute natin sa equation, sa cosine law. So square root ng 6 squared plus 2 squared minus 2 times 6 times 2 cosine 2 cosine 105. So store ko na lang to sa A. So therefore, R is equal to 6.7979 kN. So yun yung magnitude ng resultant R. Tapos para naman sa theta, so dahil supplementary angles, so 60 plus beta plus theta. So supplementary angle na 60 plus beta, so theta. Pwede nating makuha yung beta gamit yung sine law. So sin beta over 2 sin phi over R. So, arrange natin. Simplify natin yung equation. So, beta is equal to, so, arc sine ng 2 times sin phi over R. So, arc sine ng 2 times sin phi, which is 105 over R na nakastore sa A. So, therefore, beta is equal to 16.51. Tapos, store ko na lang sa B. So, 180 minus 60 plus yung B. So, theta is equal to 103.48998 or 103.4900 degrees. So, problem number 2. Resolve the 30 Newton force into components along the U and V axis and determine the magnitude of each of these components. So, in 30 Newton force, resolve natin into components along the U and the V axis. So, yung forces natin along the U axis, so F sub U. Tapos yung along the V axis, so F sub V. So, ito yung 30 degrees. So, measured from the U axis. Tapos yung 15 degrees naman na measured from the vertical axis, so yung V axis. So, pag ginawa natin na triangle law, so ganito yung magiging itsura. So, para makuha ulit yung unknowns, so kunin natin yung mga interior angles para magamit natin yung sine law or cosine law kung ano mas applicable. So, ito, dinenote ko na lang as A or alpha. Tapos, yung angle opposite ng 30 Newton force, so angle beta. So, pwede nating makuha, meron tayong 90 degrees. Tapos, yung angle na yon. Tapos, ito naman yung opposite ng F sub V. So, denote ko na lang as gamma. Pwede natin gamitin dito yung sine law kasi mas convenient siyang gamitin sa ganitong problem. Yung cosine law kasi kailangan mo doon ng dalawang side. No? Almost all problems doon, dalawang side tapos yung included angle nila. So yung sine law, opposite angle, so pwede na. So, isolate natin to. So, kasi yung beta, makukuha naman natin yung value niyan. So, sine alpha over Fu is equal to sine beta over 30 newtons. So, Fu is equal to 30 sine alpha over sine beta. So, alpha, so dahil 90 degrees in total dapat ng 15 plus alpha plus 30. So, therefore, alpha is equal to 45 degrees. Tapos yung beta, so 90 plus 15 dahil alternate angles ulit. So, therefore, beta is equal to 105 degrees. So, therefore, 30 sine alpha, which is 45, over sine beta, which is 105. So, therefore, f sub u is equal to 21.9615. So, store lang natin sa A. So, next naman ay yung sa force along the, or component along the v-axis ng 30 Newton force. So, sine gamma over f sub v is equal to sine beta over 30. Gamma, dapat yung total na interior angle is 180. Meron na tayo dun sa alpha, tsaka yung beta, so yung gamma na lang yung wala. So, therefore, gamma is 30 dahil 45 plus 105 is 150, tapos 180 minus 150 is 30 degrees. So, therefore, 30 sine 30 degrees over sine beta, which is 105. So, therefore, f sub v is 15.5291 newtons. So, ito yung mga components along the u and v axis ng 30 Newton force. So, problem number 3. The force F is equal to 450 Newton acts on the frame. Resolve this force into components acting along members AB and AC and determine the magnitude of each component. So, drawing natin. So, 450 Newton, tapos FAB or yung force along member AB, tapos yung force along member AC. Tapos may 45 degrees, tapos ito ay 30 degrees din. So, alternate angle nung nasa given. So, ginawa kong ganito yung direction ng forces. Pwede mo ring itry kung opposite naman sila or tulad sila na nasa first quadrant or third quadrant. Tapos, ito yung 15 degrees, yung angle na to. Yun. So, kapag ginrawing natin siya as triangles, magiging ganito yung itsura niya. So, 450 Newton is vertically downward. So, ang magiging concept sa triangle law, yung force AC, tapos i-connect natin sa force AB, tapos yung resultant nila, so mula dun sa tail ng first vector, papunta dun sa head ng succeeding or yung second vector dito. So, pag in-arrange natin din yung angles, ganito yung magiging itsura nun. So, dahil given ulit tayo ng interior angles, makompute natin yung angle opposite ng FAB. So, yun yung 90 plus 15. So, sine 30 over 450 is equal to sine 90 plus 15 over FAB is equal to sine 45 over FAC. So, pwede na natin itong isolve. So, FAB, so 450. So, in-arrange lang ito. Na-multiply lang natin both sides by FAB. Tapos, divide both sides by sine 30. Tapos, yung FAC, ganun din. Yung magkasamang sine 30 over 450 tsaka sine 45 over FAC. So, multiply both sides sa FAC tsaka 450. Tapos, divide both sides by sine 30. So, solve natin. So, 450 sine 105 over sine 30. Tapos, yung isa pa. So, 450 sine 45 over sine 30. So, therefore, force along AB is 869.3332. Force along AC is 636.3961 newtons. So, ito yung mga sagot natin. So, yung ginawa ko sa calculator, may display function yon, yung para sunod-sunod yung magiging sagot. So, para isang tuloy-tuloy na input na lang sa calcu, yung colon. So, problem number 4. So, a stake is being pulled out of the ground by means of two ropes as shown. Knowing that alpha is equal to 30 degrees, determined by trigonometry, first is yung magnitude of the force P, so that the resultant force exerted on the stake is vertical. And next ay yung the corresponding magnitude of that resultant. So, drawing natin, ito yung resultant, so vertical. Tapos, force P, tapos yung force na given na 120. Yung alpha na sabi sa given 30 degrees, tapos yung 25 degrees measured from the vertical. So pag in-arrange natin sila para maging triangle ganito yung magiging itsura. So pwede nyo siyang i-drawing graphically. First, pwedeng yung vertical axis muna in which dun yung line of action ng resultant. Tapos measure ka ng 25 degrees from the vertical. So yun naman yung 120 Newton force. Pwedeng i-scale mo yung pagdodrawing. Tapos dun sa end or sa head ng 120 Newton force, so measure ka naman from the vertical. So yung given na angle alpha which is 30 degrees, tapos kung saan mag-intersect yung line na yon, tsaka yung vertical resultant, so yun yung magnitude ng force P. Tapos pwede mo ring sukatin yung para sa resultant tsaka yung magnitude ng force P. So yung resultant, so denote na lang natin as R, solve natin to analytically. So para makuha natin yung mga interior angles, so lagyan natin to, so 25 degrees din to dahil dun sa alternate angle siya. Tapos yung opposite angle ng R, so denote ko na lang as phi. Tapos opposite ng 120 Newton force, which yung angle alpha din dahil opposite or alternate angle, so 30 degrees. So pwede natin ulit siya makuha using sine law. So sine 25 over P, tapos sine phi over R is equal to sine 30 over 120. So P is equal to, so isolate natin yung equation na sine 25 over P tsaka yung sine 30 over 120. Multiply both sides sa P times 120 tapos divide both sides sa sine 30. Tapos yung R naman, so 120 sine alpha over sine 30. So isolate yung sine phi over R tsaka yung sine 30 over 120. Multiply both sides sa R times 120 tapos divide by sine 30. Ito yung mga equation natin para makuha yung magnitude of force P tsaka yung resultant R. So yung R wala pa yung angle phi. So yung total ng angle alpha, angle phi tsaka 25 degrees, so 180 dahil vertical line, no? So straight line. So therefore 180 minus 30 plus 25 yung angle phi. So therefore angle phi is equal to 125 degrees. So therefore R is equal to, or yung value ng resultant, so 120 sine 125 over sine 30. Solve natin. So 120 sine 25 over sine 30 para dun sa force P. Tapos 120 sine 125 over sine 30 para dun sa resultant R. So therefore, force P 101.42838, tapos yung sa R, so 196.59649062936. So therefore, magnitude ng force P is 101.4284, tapos yung resultant R is 196.5965 newtons.